Solve the inequality for x belongs to R. At this moment, I encourage you to pause the video and solve it by yourself. Okay, I will solve it now. First, I will write definition of absolute value. So absolute value of A is equal to A when A is more or equal to 0, or negative A when A is less than 0. So absolute value doesn't do anything when number is positive, and when number is negative, it's just adding minus in front of the negative, so it's just changing this to positive. So in this question we have two absolute values, and first I will calculate when my absolute values are actually 0. This is important place to know when absolute value is 0. So I will check when x plus 1 is 0 and just x is 0 for second one. X plus 1 is 0 when x is negative 1. So I have two important numbers, minus 1 and 0. So to solve this inequality, I will check what's happening in three intervals, from minus infinity to negative 1, from minus 1 to 0, and from 0 to plus infinity. So first interval, x is less or equal to negative 1. When x is less or equal to negative 1, I can think, for example, minus 2. X plus 1, when x is negative 2, this is negative, and also x is negative. That's why I need to put minus in front of this. So absolute value of x plus 1, this will be negative x plus 1, just to make it positive, minus, and here I have absolute value of x. Absolute value of x when x is less or equal to negative 1 is minus x. And this has to be more than 0 because of inequality. So this will be negative x minus 1 plus 1 more than 0. So that's minus x plus x is 0, and I have minus 1 is more than 0. We don't have x's, and negative 1 is never more than 0, so I can write x belongs to empty set in the interval 1, so we have no solutions in interval 1. I will check what's happening in interval 2 now. So x belongs to negative 1 to 0. I will close at 0. Then when x is from negative 1 to 0, I can think x is negative 1/2. When x is negative 1/2, this will be x plus 1 will be positive, but this moment will be x is just negative. So I can write it as first absolute value will be just is positive, so will be just x plus 1 minus, but absolute value of x will be just minus x. So I have this inequality now. So this becomes x plus 1 plus x more than 0. So 2x quickly will be more than, I'll put minus 1 on both sides, so minus 1 here. When I divide by 2, both sides, x will be more than minus 1/2. So the answer 2 in interval 2 answer, domain of interval 2 was just from minus 1 to 0 closed. So, and more than minus 1/2, so x belongs to negative 1/2 to 0. And now I need to check what's happening in interval 3. So I'll check when x is more than 0. When x is more than 0, x plus 1 is positive, and also x is positive. So I can write it as First absolute value will be x, just x plus 1, minus second absolute value will be just x. And this has to be more than 0. 1 is more than 0. 1 is more than 0, so always for every x belongs to real numbers. But my domain for 3, so interval 3 answer, was x more than 0. So x more than 0 is the answer for interval 3. And then final answer for the question will be, I can combine x is more than 0 from interval 3 and x belongs to minus 1 open to 1 from to 0 from interval 2. So when I combine those answers, the final answer for this problem will be x is more than -1/2. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to check my other math video problems and consider liking, sharing and subscribing.